Citipointe Live is a worship team from Citipointe Church Australia. Recently, we hopped on a plane and went on tour to Cambodia. This is what we saw, what we felt, and what we experienced. This is the cause behind the commission. And one of the things that stands out to me the most about visiting Cambodia was just the absolute desperation of a nation. Such great need like I've never seen it before. I mean, people fighting just for mere daily survival. I mean, they were having such a great time as a crew, meeting new people and experiencing the culture. I mean, an amazing place. So many varieties in their culture, but there's such a negative spiritual cloud that seems to hover over the place. It just permeates Cambodia. But after being there just only a short time, I have such a big heart and such a burning for these beautiful people. We spent a few days in a village a couple hours outside Phnom Penh. It was called Citipointe. I mean, far more rural than the busy city. It was quite lush and green, with little houses or more so shacks. I mean, everywhere people had pet cows or goats wandering around, just walking down the dirt roads. In other areas, the people are even more poor. They survive by living in the slums, with very little, where their state of living and hygiene is at its lowest. But, as a crew, we went on a bike ride through Citipointe. The locals are so welcoming and friendly. They're just calling out and just so excited to see new faces coming down the street. I mean, you would think that they didn't have a care in the world. Their faces just lit up. However, though, it was just deceiving from the outside, as it seemed so quaint and village-like. But once again, such a struggle against poverty and a survival seems to continue here in such an incredible way. One afternoon, we spent visiting the nearby HIV ward at the hospital. Now, arriving here was probably one of the most overwhelming experiences, to say the least. People coming in need of desperate help, needing true, really serious hospital care that we in the Western world take for granted. But it really feels like they were coming, just waiting to die, which for some seemed only days away. The church here has such a great ministry, bringing small food packages and supplies to the patients, doing all that they can, offering them some crucial support. It seems like such a small thing, but to these patients, they truly are God's angels. The thing that really grabbed me was that it doesn't matter what their belief or religious upbringing may have been, whether Muslim, Hindu, whatever. They never refuse prayer when you offer it. They are wanting just a small glimpse of hope. We talked through local translators, and we heard their heartbreaking stories, telling how their life led them to this point. They were so open to us, even though, we were complete strangers. The softest hearts, but their eyes were completely empty, like the hope had been completely stripped from them. What is hope to these people, I find myself asking. I can't help but feel slightly helpless, but at the same time, challenged in myself and just empowered to do something, do what I can, my bit, no matter how big or small. This HIV ward is so full that beds are put outside on the veranda to cater for extra patients. One lady we saw that completely burnt into my memory forever. We saw on this bed outside with a body lying on it, completely covered by a blanket. The mound was so small, you might have thought it was too small to be a human being. I was looking at this old blanket, shaking with this lady underneath it. Literally fighting to cope with the disease that was wrecking her body. In addition, it had just rained the night before, and she had been lying in the rain for hours, and under this completely wet blanket. The hospital do not supply blankets, and there was no options for this poor lady. We had an incredible opportunity to meet her husband. He told us the whole story about how she contracted HIV from another relationship and didn't tell him. So when they were married, he contracted off her. I realized this man knew the meaning of true love. He said to us, he loved her, he forgave her, and he was with her to the day she died, to look after her and care for her in any way he could. Think about it. Do any of us truly know that sort of love? We didn't have long, and we didn't have much to offer, But some of our team raced out to the local markets and bought 30 blankets, one for every patient at the HIV ward. You would have thought it was the best present ever, but they were so grateful for the blankets and the food packages that were given. It all seemed so small and insignificant. Could blankets and prayer be what it takes to shine just a little light into the darkness of their world? Our team was messed up from this experience. I think it was a mixture of shock and just being so moved. These kind of images, they're imprinted into your brains and your memories forever. I find myself asking these questions. I wonder what their dreams are. I wonder what their goals are. How do they look further from where they're at? How do they see anything bigger than this? A God that loves, cares, and saves? What does this mean to their unfortunate state? I just know we have to do whatever we can from now on to bring God's light to these incredibly beautiful people. And I just pray He continues to open the doors for us to do so.